Hey guys, Mike from Team OTK here. I'm a Melbourneian Yu-Gi-Oh player. Just taking you through the deck that I love playing, probably my best deck, which is the Wind-Ups. So without further ado, Mike from Team OTK. Just to start off with, a lot of basic Wind-Up players probably play this. Tour Guide of the Underworld and a Sangan. Level 3's XYZ Synchro, easy first turn. Very standard play. With the next couple of cards, you'll see a lot of combos from this deck come out, and probably one of the reasons why wind-up decks today are one of the most feared decks in the format at the moment. Cool. So then we're running 3 Sharks and 3 Magicians. The reason for this is because Magicians, you probably would want 1 Magician in your hand and 2 in the deck, and probably 1 Shark at any time. However, you could probably, get hand fucked with having 2 Magicians in your hand. But more often than not, you probably go into Carrier, Carrier into Magician, and if you have a Shark in your hand, activate Magician's effect. You get another Magician, then you go for another Shark, or you go for Wind Up Hunter, and then the loop begins, and your opponent's still like, what the fuck? So those 6-10 cards in this deck are probably why this deck's the most feared deck at the moment. Another card that makes the loop possible, 3 Rats. Change to defense, get a rat from your graveyard, essentially vital to the loop. Without rat, the loop's pretty dead. Hopefully it doesn't get hit, but I doubt it will. So 3 Rats, standard build. Running T-Kings in this deck counters a lot of Chaos cards that deal with Inherent Summon, also with Photon Saber Tiger running in the Rockman Chaos. This card sort of really deals him a lot of damage. Good tech card, good negate, 1900, can't really complain about that. You're probably not going to XYZ summon with this card because it's too controlling. However, this deck lacks firepower, and T-King brings that firepower to them. Wow. Next, we're running 2 Rabbits. Tried running 3. 3 got to the point where it wasn't that good. Rockman Chaos runs 2 or 3. I prefer to run 2 and wind up this wind-up build. And the third card for that would be Wind Up Hunter. Without that card, the wind-up loop is pretty much non-existent. I tried running 2, found that it wasn't that great. I just didn't have enough room for it. And the last bit for monsters, 3 Effect Vellas. With everything running around, you probably want to Effect Vela the crap out of everything. If for some reason Jinzo guy summons Jinzo and we're all stuffed, you could probably Torrential Tribute and then Effect Vela in the chain. But more often than not, you're probably going to Effect Vela their Tour Guide or something big like Chaos Sorcerer or BLS. Chaos Sorcerer is not that big. Alright, just the Traps, Solemn Warning, and a Judgment. These cards are your standard negates, deals with a lot of things. If you don't have T-King, these are probably one of your last resorts to deal with a lot of summoning. If you can't deal with the inherent summoning, these cards are probably what you're looking for. Then you're looking at Bottomless Trap Hole. Standard control, destroys a lot of their monsters when they try to summon. Doesn't deal with their mains, but that being said, not a lot can. Standard for this deck, deals with a lot of stuff. Alright, 2 Wind-Up Factories. I found that running 3 Wind-Up Factories was a bit inconsistent in the fact that you go through your deck pretty fast in this. If you run 3, you're only going to be looking at the third one being MST Bait, and I'm not too sure if they stack when you activate a single effect. I assume they don't, so that's why I'm only running 2 at the moment. Just a single Instant Fusion. I've been urged to play 1 more. I tried playing 1 more, and having 2 in your hands just absolutely sad face. Pay 1,000, get a level 3 or a level 5 in this deck, never a level 4, and you look to XYZ and keep the loop or keep the chains for XYZ summoning going. And with the XYZs in the extra deck, it's a pretty good control deck. Doesn't have a lot of firepower, but a lot of control in this deck brings this format a lot of good. Pot of Avarice, the card that allows you to loop the opponent's entire hand. Standard, because you go through a lot of XYZs, a lot of normal monsters, wouldn't say normal effect monsters, just to get them back to your deck, and you draw 2 cards for no cost. Monster Reborn, I thought about taking it out, but I was stupid ever to consider that. Deals with a lot of things that you may need. So, you know, if you have a shark in your hand, you can special summon Magician from the graveyard, Monster Reborn. Oi, I've got 2 dogs that are very angry. So you're looking to steal their monsters more than anything. As for back row hate, so just 3 MSTs and a heavy storm, just to deal with, you know, things that they're holding in the back row. Hopefully they don't run Starlight Road. I don't think in this format anyone will, so you're looking to plus more than anything when you use Heavy Storm. Finally, a Dark Hole. Considering taking that out, seemingly though you can be on the back foot, but it's not really necessary for you to have this in the deck. It's more of a, you know, a what if situation, just to get rid of, you know, just to get rid of a lot of things on their hand, on their side of the field. So, good card. Probably cited out for something else. And instead of Potted Dualities, I run Upstart Goblins. I found Potted Duality being a bit detrimental to this deck. The whole part about not special summoning is terrible, because this deck relies primarily on special summoning. So Upstart Goblin, you know, gives you that extra card, and life points aren't a concern in this deck. You're probably aiming just to control them a little bit, to make sure they can't do things, and for you just to keep hitting harder with, you know, T-King and, you know, the cards that are coming up in the extra deck. Alright. So for Insta Fusion, I run Flower Wolf and Dragoness. Any level 3 or level 4 is good. Level 4, level 5 is good. But these are the only ones that I could find in my collection. I'm trying to get shiny of them, shiny versions of Flame Swordsman and some shiny level 3, but you know, I can't be bothered, so you know, these guys I'm using. For level 5s, Tyrius and Adrius. Standard for level 5s. You know, Tyrius can't be destroyed by card effects when she comes out, so they can't even bottomless her. And Adrius is more of a, you know, I need to get over BLS, I need to get over Chaos Sorcerer, so you just detach, destroy something, and then attack. So both of these good additions. However, having more than one of each in this deck is not a good choice. For level 4s, I'm looking at Utopia and Maystroke, along with Steelstorm Roach. Individually, Utopia, good just to stop attacks, especially when they're trying to beat you down. A good stall card for you just to set up a couple of plays, but also 2500 beaters pretty good. His effect is also something that I like about this XYZ. Probably preferred over Gemnite Pearl, although Gemnite Pearl is 2600 with no effect. This is 2500 with effect that stops attacks. So all in all, I prefer this card. Maystroke, MST, and Book of Moon, and Yachi in a single card. Probably want to keep him in defense mode just in case. However, deals with a lot of stuff like, you know, Tour Guide, so they can't XYZ something that turn. Also, if they try to bring up BLS or Chaos Sorcerer, you can just go, yeah, nah, Book of Moon. And they're still in a lot of strife. And the final of the 4 levels, the Steelstorm Roach. More control than anything. 1900's terrible for a level 4, but his effect more than makes up for it. Deals a lot of Chaos Dragon stuff, even BLS. Primarily, you want to get rid of Dad. I haven't looked that up, but I don't think he can deal with Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon's effect, nor his effect to special summon others from hand or grave. But more often than not, you're probably looking to take out Chaos Sorcerer, Dad, and BLS. Alright, standard build. Hunters, Zenmaity Carriers. Enables the loop. More often than not, you could probably, if you're in a really good position, you could probably have these as just, you know, blockers for your life points at any point, instead of sacrificing them for Hunter. However, your best choice is to go for Hunter. If Hunter's in your hand, then you're absolutely screwed, so you probably go behind these chump blockers. Standard build for wind-ups, I guess. As single Zenmains, I thought about running 2. and came to the conclusion that running 2 doesn't really do a lot for this deck. Probably running 1 just to buy time is more than enough. You know, Tour Guide into Zen mains when you don't have a shark is pretty good. More of a stall than anything. Tempo, an inclusion with this deck, turns himself into was it 2200, and then 2700 on the next turn. You could probably, this deals with Zen mains pretty well, and a lot of XYZs if they're XYZ heavy. Muser Rhythm gives you on your turn a 3000 beater, just to get over things like Chaos Source or BLS, any of the XYZs that are just really pissing you off. But more often than not, this is the firepower card for you to get over things. It will die next turn, but at the same time, it's something that the deck desperately needs. Levier, the Sea Dragon. More often than not, they're going to bottomless your Shark. So either Shark or Hunter. To get it back, you need Levier, the Sea Dragon. If they bottomless Levier, it's, you know, GG. But at the same time, Levier allows you to search, you know, not only yours, but their level 4 and unders that have been removed from play as well. A good card in this deck. A good card in any deck, really. And finally, just a bit of raw firepower. Leviathan Dragon, you know, standard XYZ 3 turns into 25, then turns into 3000. Good card for a bit of firepower, which this deck really needs. However, not really that great. You probably won't go into Leviathan Dragon unless you're going to end the game or looking to end the game, you know, the next turn. So that's my wind-up deck. I'm Mike from Team OTK in Melbourne. Suggestions, comments, even about the sexy mat. But yeah, would appreciate anything. Thanks, guys.